so I'm sorry we have to wait till 7. But while you're here, we do videotape this live tonight. Mr. Vinton's back there. Usually he's from his house or from his office, but it's nice to have him in the back set. Thanks, Mr. Vinton. But we can't officially start till 7, so I'm sorry, even though we're all ready up here to go.
I'd like to call the March 7th, 2022 regular Penn Trafford School Board meeting.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Secretary.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Mrs. Issing.
Here.
Mr. Klein. Present. Mr. Kachasik.
Here.
Dr. Costro is absent this evening. Mr. Leonard.
Here.
Mr. Matarazzo.
Here.
Mr. Nemec.
Here.
Mr. Petrucci. Here. Mr. Stovall. Here. You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We will now have information from Dr. Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. The first bit of information I have is actually updates from the WIU, and if I'm calling on Mr. Leonard to actually give us a report.
Actually, that's the one thing I didn't pull out quickly, so I have it here. Okay, the monthly meeting of the Westmoreland Intermediate Unit was held February 22nd, 2022 at the Westmoreland Intermediate Union Building at 7 o'clock p.m. 13 members were present, 4 absent. Committee meetings and an executive session meeting were held prior to the regular meeting. Financial reports and other financial matters were approved. Reports were given by all the appropriate members of the 5 committees. The executive director's report reviewed 3 items. The upcoming April 26th board retreat, health and safety plan, recommended updates, and the February PAIU time capsule event. Under the general business agenda, we had 1 resignations, which was accepted and approved. 4 new employees were hired. Various agreements were approved. The general operating budget for 2022-23 was approved. Also, several policies and administrative regulations were reviewed and discussed. In addition to the regular board meeting, I participated in the 3rd and possibly final interview for a candidate to replace the retired financial services director on Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022. And a complete agenda and more detailed outline and narrative of the meeting and all IU meetings can be found on the Intermediate Unit website. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have a report from Nick Petrucci regarding our CWCTC.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Superintendent, Dr. Harris. Okay, one of the things we approved was the motion to approve the Quest Transit. I think they're in South Warren. Am I right about that, Brett? Quest? As a primary bus company you've used for our field trips for 22-23 school year. Okay, other things we finished up with was that they met with the state representatives from Westmoreland County, as well as representatives from the Carpenters Union, Plumbers and Pipe Fitters and Finishers, Glassers Union to discuss partnerships, develop pathways, and build a future workforce for Westmoreland County. Presented a PAC-10 workforce development, the professional details of efforts we are making at CWCT to increase employment opportunities for students with disabilities. Several PDE and BCTE representatives attended the presentation. At the conclusion, we were told that the CWCTC be receiving for commendation for our 339 reviews for services of being provided. Budget preparations are being underway for Mr. Tulare, our business manager. CPR training is occurring weekly. All seniors will receive certification by the end of the month. We now have 3 staff members running through the Heart Saver first aid training. Principals meeting will be held tomorrow, which was last Friday, with Mount Pleasant, Hempfield, Penn Trafford, and Greensburg attending in person. And the CTE, the road show, which unfortunately I missed here last month. CTE road show and dates, I made 24 stops and made direct contact with over 3,000 students from our sending schools. We are now preparing for an aggressive elementary this spring, a post-PSSA. We will be hosting the Career Fair CWTTC Wednesday, March 9th. Over 40 employers will be held on site throughout the building. This is an opportunity to provide exclusively for our students. We hosted the elementary evening on Tuesday, February 22nd. We had more than 140 elementary students and parents on site participating in a hands activity in the following areas. And the auto tech, cosmetology, multimedia, restorations and design, construction trades, robotics, welding, logistics, electrical tech, and machine trades. Now, then also one that's I'm pretty well acquainted with, the CDL class will begin March 14th. There are 14 students that are already signed up, and I also mentioned to get the hazmat, which is the written test, but also multiple traders, which is a hands-on test. Okay, and that's all I have, Mr. President.
I appreciate it. Mr. Simpson, I know the CWCTC came to Penn Middle, I think 2 Fridays ago. Do you have any updates on that, or how did it go?
No, it's just very interesting to see, even in the 2 years since they've been in the building, how they've updated the programs. They had a lot of interesting things for our kids, really sparked a lot of interest from our students. That's all we want to do is give those the students opportunity to look at those different programs. There are options there, and if they want to move in that direction, they certainly can. So kudos to them, and a very good presentation.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks, Mr. Bertucci. Prior to doing the Student of the Month, I just want to showcase, this was very proud of Mr. Vinton. It was nice to give me a copy for tonight. Television production and broadcast journalism, we are featured, Mr. Vinton's class is featured well over 10 times throughout the new textbook. And that was very impressive because they actually got information from what we're doing at Penn Trafford, and they actually put it in a textbook for kids to learn about media across all 50 states. Mr. Vinton, since you're here, do you have anything you can add to that? Because I mean, I think it's a great honor.
Not really. The author of the book, Mr. Garcia, sent an email out to a bunch of video instructors across the country and said, hey, anybody want to help me update my pictures in this book? And I said, sure. So he kept sending outlines of stuff. Hey, I need a picture of this, I need a picture of that. And anything I could do to, if I could do it, I did it. And the Haberburgers are featured in there quite a bit. So it's their birthday today, so I figured I'd mention that. But no, there's 13 pictures of Penn Trafford students doing various television production type things. They're all bookmarked in there if anybody wants to look. But yeah, it's pretty neat. So, and they sent me a free copy. So.
Congratulations, and thanks for doing that. And I can see maybe this is part of why you won the Thiel Media Teacher of the Year award?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Former student who goes to Thiel nominated me for that, and then it was just a post on social media. So if you voted, thank you, I appreciate it. The program gets $500, so that'll be spent tomorrow.
Thanks for all that you do, and thanks for Thiel College as well for going out and recognizing someone who's outstanding.
Yeah, it was very nice. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're being modest, and we appreciate your good work.
Thank you.
Now we're going to have some more people to honor, and it's so nice to see the Students of the Month back live. This is the first month we can do this. We were doing it online, and it's just not the same, so it's good to see that different children are here, and I have the principals back to actually identify and recognize the students of the month. Today, we celebrate you, but also starting next year, we will also have you come back, and this is what we did the first game of this season. We invite you to the first football game, and then you're also honored there, and a little party afterwards, which is kind of nice. We just, for today, due to the meeting, we just kind of go through the formalities of it. So we're going to start with Mr. Morasti from McCullough.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. Chief, you wanna, I won't make you stand by the podium, but I think you can stand right there. No, don't hide. Otherwise I'm gonna push up front. I'd like to recognize the elementary student of the month from McCullough, fifth grader Gianna Enoch. Gianna is the daughter of Tara and Mike Enoch, and Gianna has an older brother, Joe, who's a junior at the high school here as well. Gianna's parents, when speaking with them, informed me that she is a caring and loving individual. Collectively, both Tara and Mike said, gee, really enjoys playing her guitar. She also loves cheerleading, as this takes up the majority of her free time. They both also expressed that she loves to sing. Whenever she does have some downtime, she can be found hanging out with her friends.
Thank you.
Start all over again.
That's literally step one. I regret that. Whenever she does have some downtime, she can be found hanging out with her friends. When I talked to Joe, he was quick to say that he loves his sister because she's his biggest fan, whether it be on the football field or on the wrestling mat. Gianna's teacher stated that she's an important part of the fifth grade team. They are proud of her continuous effort that she puts forth in class by demonstrating outstanding leadership qualities when working in groups and keeping others on task. Her listening skills, hard work, and positive attitude helps her to achieve her goals, and it is her outgoing personality and resilience that shine through on a daily basis. When talking with G, she let me know that she really enjoys school because she likes being with her friends and learning. Math and art are her favorite subjects because she likes numbers and drawing. When she isn't in school, she enjoys playing her guitar and cheering. She looks forward when she gets to high school so she can be in chorus and hopefully encore. Gianna's outgoing personality, resilience, are sure to make her a success in whatever she undertakes. Her future is bright and full of potential, which make her the perfect student of the month for this award. Congratulations, Chief.
Congratulations. Thank you. And, I went to Penn Trafford, I grew up here, but I was never
All right. Next, we have Mr. Simpson for the Penn Middle School.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. Gabby, you want to come on? This is Gabrielle Ruby. She's an 8th grader at Penn Middle School. She's the daughter of Shane and Nicole Ruby of Harrison City. She has an older sister, Isabella, and a younger brother, Nico. Her parents share that they're very proud of her. She's a perfect balance between a hardworking student and an amazing daughter. She does a wonderful job advocating for herself at school and within the home and community. She's always willing to ask questions for further understanding and willing to help anyone who needs assistance. As parents, they love Gabby's persistence and perseverance in everything she does. Gabby is kind to everyone and has a warm, genuine heart. When Gabby's not in school, she is engaged in several extracurricular activities. Gabby enjoys playing volleyball and softball and spending time with her friends and siblings. Gabby is also involved in her church youth ministry program. She has many positive attributes. She's honest, funny, loyal, and trustworthy. But most importantly, she's loving. To her parents, Gabby is the definition of a perfect daughter. She's respectful, responsible, true to herself. We could have not asked for more. They are confident that Gabby will excel in her future endeavors, and she has aspirations of continuing her high school education and beyond in the culinary arts. Gabby is a great sister. She supports her siblings in every way possible, no matter what. They can always count on her to be there to help her out. Her older sister, Isabella, a freshman here at Penn Trafford, says they get along very well and she rarely gets on her nerves. Isabella says she is hardworking and kind. Her younger brother, Nico, says Gabby is a good big sister, especially when she gets me food. He really likes when they play catch outside. I like that instead of video. He knows how hard she works at school and sports, and he wants to do the same. When I talk to her teachers, They say she is a hardworking kid who always goes above and beyond to make sure she is succeeding. Not only does she put forth her best effort each day, but she's also the first kid to offer help to anyone that is struggling or doesn't understand something. She prepares for tests, completes all of her assignments on time, and tries to be the very, very best she can be. Kindness, compassionate, and just a really great kid. She's a joy to have in class and one of the best students we have. I have to say, as her principal, I can't remember a more friendly, positive, and hardworking student. So we're really proud to have Gabby as the Penn Trafford Middle School Student of the Month for March.
And finally, Mr. Coelho from the Penn Trafford High School.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. Let me say it's great to be back face-to-face to give these awards instead of in my office taking pictures and putting on the website. Nick, come on up. I'd like to congratulate Nick Ferlino as the High School Student of the Month. He's a senior here at PTHS and has exemplified what it means to be a PT student. Joined with him is his younger brother, his parents, Gary and Amy, and his grandma and grandfather. Thank you for raising such a fine young man. You've done a wonderful job. It makes this easy. Nick is involved with pretty much everything outside of class while maintaining a high academic success rate. When I say high, I mean he's in the top 20 of his class of 328 students. He has a GPA of 4.5. And all of this on top of what I'm about to say has earned him, I'm not sure if you made a decision yet on where you're going to go in your future, but a full ride scholarship to Duquesne University. So congratulations for that. What can I say about Nick? Better yet, what can I say about Nick? He pretty much does it all. You know him here as the school board rep for the student union. He has a whole list of things that he's part of here at Penn Trafford High School. He is a past Noble Warrior winner. He is the board rep for the student union. He is the president of the Spanish National Honor Society, captain of the mock trial team, which always does wonderful every year. So congratulations on your success there. Captain of the academic quiz team, which you are now going on to states. Do we know when that is yet?
April 29th.
April 29th, so he's continuing with his academic quiz team. The drum major for our marching band, leader, once again. I think you're going to Mount Lebo this weekend for PMEA, for regional band, so also in regional band, so just a success story. Also in the chorus, so his musical talents don't stop there. He's been the district and region level chorus and first chair in one of those as well, so congratulations on that. Again, best in his section for the chorus as well. He's helped Mr. Fox create a barbershop ensemble, and he has many roles in musicals every single year, which by pitch there is Fiddler on the Roof's coming up soon, so make sure you get your tickets. And if you haven't noticed all the things he's involved with, he's not just participating in these things, he's the president, he's the captain, he's the leader. He's a natural leader, so great job of leading by example. When asking his teachers to say a couple things about him, work ethic is better than any student they've ever seen, dependable, natural leader, most deserving of this award, dedicated, intelligent, puts his heart and soul into everything he chooses to do. He's a role model, always professional, and he's one of a kind for sure. One teacher said, I've had few students in my lifetime that match your caliber. Ms. Smith specifically said, hangs on to every word of students and teachers with a passion for learning. Ms. Mandupelli, everything in life is an argument to defend. He sets a standard for himself through his curiosity. As the principal, I know we are all extremely pleased with what you've done here at Penn Trafford. I do know that underclassmen will probably be very happy because there's some leadership roles in the future after you leave here because you've taken them all up. But thank you for being a great student, easy to look up to for the students and the staff here. Congratulations on being the High School Student of the Month.
I thought 4.0 was going to rouse us with 4.5. I don't even know if I could have got it.
And I just want to get a picture of Mr. Leonard with the three students of the month. The paper.
Parents.
Get up there. Go up. Get up there. Don't move. They can get a shot after.
Very hard to get this. We make yourself, and you stand very proud, so thank you so much for all that you do. Parents, like I said, thank you for raising outstanding babies and sending them to our school district. So if you want to leave, you may leave. No one has ever stayed.
Morning.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, great job.
Take them out for ice cream. Oh. Huh?
What did they say?
No, he's not coming home.
Oh,
A couple other things I had report. First of all, today was the first day of the spring sports season. We had over 500 kids involved in the various sports. The middle school, 7th and 8th grade track and softball started March 21st. So we're looking forward to a great winter season. I'm sorry, spring season. And to close out the winter season, some sports are still going, which is a great thing. Swimming, Patton Graziano plays 7th in the 100 freestyle and 5th in the 100 backstroke. So he will swim both of these events at states. Troy Homan plays 2nd at the 120-pound level for the Whipples individual championship. So he will also go to states this weekend in Hershey. The Penn Trafford girls bowling team special season continued after girls won the Western Pennsylvania Interscholastic Bowling League title by defeating Burrell 2-0. Now the team and 4 individuals advanced to regionals March 11th at North Purcell. The Warriors' top bowlers, all of whom qualify the regional singles event, are junior Alyssa Ballast and seniors Michaela Uranker and the Vaychek twins, Abby and Emmy. Did I say their name right?
You did.
Okay. We hope the girls do well and advance to state championship March 18th at Lancaster. And I have their coach right next to me too, is our business manager and board secretary.
Amongst other things, but yeah.
Hey, very proud. I'm very proud of all of ours. It's nice to see the sports still going and the kids doing well. So we have some winter sports going and some kids going for the spring sports season. So very excited. Now, we do have a special presentation, and I asked Kathy Kelly to come tonight. Kathy, who's also been how many years in our school district?
35.
35 years.
Yes.
And I know later tonight we are taking the retirement of some teachers, and your name's actually on that list.
It is.
And it's always sad to see you go.
Thank you.
But we did want to come in and have you go over your program. We've talked about different programs. We had Mr. Carlisle come in. We talked about the Career Tech. We talked about Mr. Vincent's Kane program. But we're really interested in learning about your library internship program,
Thank you.
which even though you've done so many things during your 35 years, this is really taken off, and we want to recognize you and have you talk about the program for us.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, so I want to thank Mr. Matarazzo. He was first to invite me, Dr. Harris, Mr. Inglese, and the entire school board for inviting me to speak tonight about the Media Center and the Media and Literacy class. A number of you have attended the various events that we have had hosted by the Media Center, but I just wanted to explain everything that I do. I've put together a packet. Those of you who know me know I'm a type A personality, so you all have a packet with a little sweet treat. If you're abstaining from candy from Lent, I'm sorry. But the kids were selling candy bars, so we passed it on. I've put together this packet so you can see the scope of the Media Center and its impact on the high school, the district, and the community. So if you look at page 2, you'll see an overview. Where we were, it was a place where kids were just not really focused on academics. It was like a hangout. There were kids squeezed in the collaboration rooms, sitting on the floor. You always had to get the girls to stop braiding each other's hair. And we took it to the place we are now. Now the Media Center is the academic hub of the school and the community. I added a community aspect to the Media Center, which I will talk about later. As a teacher, I'm a member of the SAP team, and many of the students are referred to the Media Center for support. I spend a lot of time matching students with peer tutors or the teacher tutors, and then I check on their grades, and I check on assignments, I check in with the principals, the counselors, the teachers, all to keep them going in the right track and getting them to get their grades improved and continue on. So in addition, I tutor when I have time, some of the students in English when our English tutor is overwhelmed with senior projects. I've even donated my time to stay after school to help students, or I've tutored via Google Meet at night and on the weekends. On page 3, you can see that we have created an excellent tutoring program with peer tutors and certified teacher tutors, and I thank you for that support. Dr. Koshko's son was actually a tutor of ours, and he tutored higher level math a few years ago. Our students tutor everything from languages to core classes. For our technology aspect, I wrote grants and was able to add 38 VR goggles. I spend time finding apps for teachers to use. Wander is an app that the world languages have used. The Spanish students have climbed Machu Picchu. The German students have walked the streets of Berlin. Family and Consumer Science has used the app to see the development of the baby before it's born. Our AP World History and US History teachers have used the VR goggles to have students on the front line of World War II, specifically in Dunkirk, where the bullets are shooting at them while they're moving through the water. So I continually search for new apps for teachers to use. As with any technology, it needs to be maintained. So just last week, I took like a bunch of VR goggles home. If you saw me, I wasn't stealing. I was taking all these packets of VR goggles home. And I spent about 3 hours servicing them so they were ready for Mr. Carlisle and Mr. Moses. I created a makerspace. We got a lot of craft donations from the community. And I used my budget to add a 3D printer and a Cricut, which is, it cuts out shapes, which the Drama Guild uses a lot, and the high school students who are enrolled in our preschool program, the high school teachers, use a lot to teach kids the manipulatives and shapes. There are sewing machines for the fashion kids, so they come down to work on their projects during study hall. Page 4 shows a snippet of our curriculum of the media and literacy class. There's a focus on media, and I have a bunch of lists of things there that we've done. I never have a bias. It's not my place to have a political opinion, but I present both sides of an issue. So you will see a student produce PowerPoint on this page, and it's talking about staying safe from online predators. And this is just one of the areas that the students have chosen to research in their media exploration. They've done various topics. We provide many opportunities for our students. My interns bring in career speakers. Mr. Matarazzo, Mrs. Zizing has spoken and presented about their careers. We've had every type of profession, from a pediatric neurosurgeon from Texas, we did via Google Meet, to workers in the trades. We try to push the trades, but we find that they're the hardest ones to get in here because they're so busy. The trades is just so busy right now. We have provided some mental health breaks for the students with therapy dogs, crafts, puzzles, and games. In addition, we do a lot of community outreach. On page 6, you can see just some of the pictures. These are just a tiny fraction of what we have done. There's so many to name, but some highlights are the Boo Bash, organized by Mr. Matarazzo's granddaughter. I have 2 senior citizen proms. We crowned a World War II veteran as the prom king the one year. We've purchased a wig for a breast cancer victim. We've raised money for local charities like Carson's Hope. We had a neon dance to raise money for the high school students in the backpack program. because a lot of them don't get gifts, so we were able to go shopping for them and provide at least each student with a $100 gift, different gifts, and a gift card. And we've had so many more worthwhile projects, I can't even list them all. Overall, the Media Center interns have raised about $10,000 for charity in the 5 years that I've been the teacher. We give back to the school district through our eighth grade scheduling session. Mr. Simpson's kind enough to let us come to the middle school, and so is Mr. Sullivan. And we give the students a perspective, a student perspective on scheduling for their 9th grade year. So my students present, and they talk about honors versus general and all the different cores and all the different electives. And they talk about, I always have an athlete, and they talk about how to balance your academics with your athletics. And the kids just ask questions of the students that they wouldn't ask of teachers. And it's been a big success. Last week, we went down to the elementary schools in Red for Dr. Seuss's birthday. We all had Thing shirts on. You can see a picture in there of one of the students from a couple years ago who had a Thing shirt on. And we support teachers with laminating for them and copying for them, just taking a little bit of burden away from them. We do have some upcoming events I want to highlight. On April 4th, we are running a senior citizen technology seminar where the senior citizens could bring their devices into the LGI, and we'll help them figure out their iPhone and their Kindle and their iPad. And we'll have a little continental breakfast for them. On April 7th, we're having a job and opportunity fair. Hamill Manufacturing is coming, Walmart is coming, we're also having local colleges there. Students will be able to fill out an application for a job or talk to colleges about enrolling. On April 12th, from 6 to 8 p.m., we're going to have an Easter egg hunt, pictures with the Easter egg bunny, or pictures with the Easter bunny, food and crafts, open to PT Elementary School. There's a $5 donation, which we're going to give all proceeds to Costumes for Courage, which gives pediatric cancer patients a costume to wear to their treatments. And we'll be sending out that to the elementary school soon. So if you look at the chart on page 7, you will see that this class fulfills all of the 21st century skills needed for jobs that don't even exist yet. On page 8, you'll see where we need to go. Local librarians and students from other schools come to the Media Center a lot for programs, and those who come are blown away by the facility. Our Media Center is top in the county with a state-of-the-art design. With the guidance and blessing of the high school administration, I've taken it to a new level, but right now I'm kind of maxed out. We need a teacher who can take it farther, someone who has a media specialty, someone who can add podcasting classes and other innovative media programs. As you can see from the chart on page 9, podcasting is predicted to be a $94.8 billion industry in 2028. So it's important to give our students these opportunities to build their skills. This teacher could run all the social media for the high school and get information to the public at a rapid speed. They could be at an event and tweeting out pictures in real time. As I've said, I've tried to improve the Media Center to the best of my ability. However, I feel there are other areas of responsibility that I was granted, such as teaching English, career transitions, and supervising gifted GIPs that often took my full attention away from the Media Center. I feel I would have had more time to transform it into a college-level facility if I had been there all day. Additionally, the only time we have had a discipline issue is when I'm not in the Media Center because of my other duties. This could be easily rectified by having a teacher who is solely dedicated to the Media Center, one who can take it beyond its current status to prepare students for jobs of the future. As you know, I'm retiring, like Dr. Harris said, so you may wonder why I care so much about the next steps. Well, it's because I know how important the Media Center is, and I can see how much more it can do for the community and for Penn Trafford students under the right leadership. I want it to move forward. I want someone to take what exists and make it a program that is envied, like Mr. Vinton's video program is envied statewide. Our academics and humanities are envied, our music and drama programs, and our sports programs. With your help, guidance, and leadership, this can happen. So I thank you, Dr. Harris, for having the confidence in me to transform the Media Center. Thank you to Mr. Quilio, Dr. Kapp, and Dr. Horvat for their continued support of the Media Center as the academic hub of the school. Thank you for inviting me to speak. But most of all, I wish to thank you for a wonderful 35-year career with the Penn Trafford School District. I truly love working and living in a district that cares so much about its students. Thank you. Okay.
There's some people that have questions.
All right, maybe.
I want-
Go
How many
ahead.
students do you have in your,
This year, 17, we've had about 30, so they're spread out throughout the day, which is nice because when there's a technology issue or tutoring issue and we don't have peer tutors, they always step in and help the situation.
on your, the trunk or treat you did this year?
Yes.
How many people showed
Oh
up?
my gosh, like over 400. Yes. And at the Christmas party, we had like 300 kids and many more adults.
It's all community.
Yes, and the kids love giving back to the community.
Saw that.
Yes.
I'd like to put Mr. Okoye on the spot, since she's one of your teachers in the high school. Could we make her like student of the month here? What would you want to say about her?
I'll just, great job transforming that center. When we did a renovation here, you know, the coffee shop was redone, and it did become a place where kids wanted to hang out. So the first check of getting kids to want to go there was there, and then you did a great job over the years of transforming that into putting meaning behind just being there and hanging out, and making it an educational place for kids. And what you've done with the community side of things is just unreal. To see the community involvement with the different holidays and events coming up here at the school at nighttime is just wonderful. And it really makes this school the center of the community, which is great. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I kind of view it as the media center is the center of the school. Sorry, Mr. Vinton. Then it can be the center of the community too. Yes.
Nope, somebody else.
Dennis,
I do have a couple comments.
Sure.
We really appreciate it. I don't know how somebody's gonna pick up everything that you did, just one thing. But also, in your approximately 35 years, she's been a high school assistant principal, Penn Township High School English teacher, Penn Middle English teacher, Fast Forward district-wide teacher, head teacher at Penn Township High School, student council advisor, National Honor Society sponsor, Penn Township High School Media Center interim. She talked about one of those things.
Yes.
So she's been busy. I don't know what
Yes.
you did in your spare time, but I want to
Graded papers.
You are appreciated.
Well, thank you, Mr. Leonard. I appreciate that.
And I want to comment, I saw Kathy at a St. Barbara spaghetti dinner. I think it was a fundraiser for the band.
Yes.
Yeah, and she came and she picked up several meals and she was distributing to people who couldn't get there. Kathy's about the community, for sure.
Thank you,
Let me
Mrs.
put
Izzy.
that on the list.
You forgot yearbook sponsor, newspaper sponsor,
I put that Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, but spaghetti dinner deliverer. She
Yes,
was.
I did. I did it for people who were shut in the community. I just picked up
Well,
some
actually,
and
she
delivered
inspired
them.
us. We knew somebody was homesick, and we bought that person a meal. Called him when we left and said, "Hey, we're dropping a spaghetti dinner off for you."
Right, right. Thank you. That's so kind of you to remember that. I'd forgotten that.
Well, if you recall, you know, before the renovation, the library was more of a traditional library. And if you guys remember, we had, you know, literally thousands of books in there. And we went and purged a lot of them because they haven't been opened or checked out for literally 30, 40, 50 years. So we reinvented that library into a media center and had a different vision for it. And Kathy has done a great job in fulfilling that vision and turning it into a true media center, as opposed to a traditional library where it's just books and be quiet, sit down and read. So, you know, we appreciate everything
Thank
you've done and done a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. We have a huge graphic novel. I don't know if any of you like graphic novels, but we have, the kids are into that. There's the books that they come down. I know we just got they're all school appropriate. We just got one that's called Demon Slayer, and the kids come in, they get so excited, and they see it, and they're taking it out, and they're coming in. Did it come in? Did somebody return that book yet? So that's the wave of the future, to get them engaged in reading, and I also try to do that, Mr. Leonard.
That is so appreciated.
Thanks.
Nick, I think I tramped on you. You wanted to say something.
all I want to say is Dennis retiring also?
No, he still has to support me.
Please tell him I said hello. Please tell him I said hello.
I will. Thank you, Mr.
Very,
Petrucci.
very helpful. Every auction we had in Trafford, he'd give us super support.
He
Tell him I said
speaks
hello.
highly of you, too, and what you do for the community. And he's very community-minded, so he never minded helping. In fact, I have to drag him to all these events, and he helps me with everything. So He's very much, we're family.
Tom,
And,
I
and Nurse
appreciate
Popovich assures me that next year she'll be tapping me to volunteer. And how can you say no to Nurse Popovich? You can't. I'll be like, sure, whatever you need, call me up, I'll be there, so.
There's another one.
Oh, I know.
Just so I understand, I know some of the other board members who's not quite familiar, like Mr. Matarozo and Tony here. Are you telling me that you ran all this part-time?
Yes,
So the question is a direct question then for you guys. I see your recommendation is a full-time teacher instead of part-time,
yes,
all right? So that is the recommendation for the board, to hand this off and move it to where it needs to go to be the level that you want it, or you see it, or you're in full support of something like that? Just so this board knows.
Yes, on some level, because I do see the good in that, and we do need support there. Kathy's been run ragged through trying to teach one class, go to the museum for other activities. So to have someone in there all the time to be able to oversee all of that would be.
So there would be
ultimate
enough in
goal.
the 8 periods to have that person full-time in there all day long?
Would love that, yes.
and, I think adding like a podcasting class and having it in the one-touch studio, because that doesn't get a lot of use, because all the kids have iPhones.
So with this
I
one
think-
teacher, though, you could expand our offerings
Oh, yes, so much
tenfold of
more,
what we're already offering.
I think
absolutely.
to do a full-time position, I think we would have to enhance what she's currently doing. Like she says, podcasting,
That's
social
what
media.
I'm getting at.
You would need to
We would
develop
need to-
a more robust program.
We would need to know that so we could get behind it, if that's the direction the board sees, and our administrators.
I was looking for those types of the tech side with the media specialists and the podcast and where technology is going. So to promote those kinds of courses and at the same time support the kids in the museum would be wonderful.
Listen, I graduated 30 years ago. Things have changed tenfold since then.
Right.
This person that you're looking for, are they degrees in media tech? I don't know even what would you even call that?
There are educational degrees, but there's also technology degrees that have the same type of thing. So we'd want some kind of blended approach where that person could kind of do all of that.
What I would do is I would make a recommendation to hand this off to you, to make a wish list to the board and give it to Mr. Leonard here. I mean, budget season's coming up here very shortly, and if you don't have a smooth transition, then you lose all the momentum that has been gained here. And I think it's been quite amazing, and I do think that there is room for this to go above and beyond where she's even had that limited amount of time in there, and look what she's done.
We'll put together a formal.
I really would,
proposal.
yeah, if you're behind us and your fellow principals are behind us, it's gonna carry a lot of weight for the rest of the board members.
Right, and as I said, that's not my specialty, but that's the wave of the future, and I took the kids as far as
No,
I
we
can take
appreciate
them,
it.
but.
It was outside your company, yeah, you got right into it.
Yeah, definitely, thank you.
Thank you for all you've done for
No,
us.
thank you, appreciate it.
schools that have programs like this?
No, I had a class come from Erie and observed a couple years ago, pre-pandemic, and they just couldn't believe our media center and what our media interns did, as well as, all the stuff we teach about media and financial media literacy, and, you can make a fortune being a YouTuber today, so they were really interested in the curriculum
Yeah,
as well as
I
everything
didn't
else.
even know influencers were a paid position.
Yes.
You don't know this stuff.
No.
I mean, it's if you don't keep up with it, then you're gonna fall behind what other schools are offering.
And I'm
I
too
just can't
old.
believe as somebody get paid to be an influencer on
I know.
YouTube or
Yeah.
whatever, social media.
And I'm too old to learn all that stuff
So
now.
you put our school in a position of leadership in a magnificent way.
Well, thank you.
No one else does this.
No,
And
no.
you and Mr. Benton, I've assumed, work hand in glove. It's complementary,
We overlap quite a bit.
Yes.
that's what I figured.
He's my right-hand man, helping with some of the technology, because I just, how the TV works, and he always comes down and helps me, but it'd be nice to have someone in there who knew much more than me. I can get it to a certain level. I'm good at researching the apps that will support teachers for the VR goggles and things like that, but it'd be nice to have like a little editing program, computers that kids could do film editing on for their English projects or their social studies projects, because they can't go down and use his equipment because it's too expensive. And but we could make a little editing center is what I envision for the future too. So I would be tapping his expertise all the time.
So you've taken a first, second step for more steps to go on.
Oh yes,
This
hopefully.
program is far from, oh, We did a nice job. Congratulations.
Well,
That was
thank
like,
you.
Keep moving.
So
Thank
Kathy,
you.
you're actually suggesting, like when you retire, because you also teach English, to hire one English teacher
Yes.
and one media specialist.
Yes, it's very hard. It's
I just wanna
just,
make
you
sure
know.
that everyone.
You know,
Yes.
I understood that.
Yes, yeah, because it's just hard to be torn, and when you're out of there, like I said, any discipline we've had, and as Mr. Pilio knows, we've had issues, and I'm never in there. And we, you know, our good kids will listen to the teacher tutors that are in there, the certified teachers, but some of our kids that, you know, struggle a little bit to follow the rules, don't always respect them until I come in and I say, look, you know, and then it's just the thing, and it's just what it is. And, you know, those are few and far between because our kids are fabulous, but it just always seems to be there's an issue when I'm not in there. Or the laminator breaks, or the 3D printer backs up, and nobody knows how to fix it because they're busy tutoring kids, which is what we want them to do. So definitely.
Thank you. And you're
Okay,
just
thank
back,
you. I have
back to
one-
you real quick.
Yes.
If you're gonna make you know, come to the board's recommendation, if you could also, call around to your counterparts and see if anybody has a position like this in their district locally. You know, it's just for reference for us.
Well, you won't need to call Mount Pleasant because she was just here for a gifted thing and she says, wait, you do all this and you teach English too? I said, yes. So they're always shocked when they hear,
Thank you.
because there's
Again.
many dedicated librarians and media specialists in the other buildings, yes.
I have one last unrelated comment. I
Sure.
finally found this.
You found it,
You said
good.
there was a candy bar in here. I found it. So I'm gonna sit here and look at this the rest of the meeting, and I'm gonna take it home. My wife and I agreed to give up sweets for Lent.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it home, sit it front and center in the
Oh.
refrigerator shelf, right where she can find it.
Oh, you're cruel. You are so cruel. That's what I said. Sorry if I sidetracked anybody's Lent obligations. But the kids were doing a fundraiser. They also raised money for the media center. We've been able to buy stuff and do stuff for the community for free because of it. So, all right. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Just a couple other topics on my list. My list is long tonight. It's usually not this long. You're part of my list. No school next Monday. Remember, that's March 14th, we're off. The Summer STEAM Academy, already we have over 190 participants sign up, so registration is still going on at the website. Fiddler on the Roof, the first 2 weekends in April. Tickets on sale now. I see people very familiar with Fiddler on the Roof. Carrie, am I missing anything?
No, we are in full in production. We started this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday afternoons. The administration was very gracious in allowing the elementary schools to come up for preview shows. So they're coming April 1st. And
We are
April
very
8th.
happy to have that this year.
We are
I
so
missed that.
excited. Our kids have not had a live audience since the Addams Family in 2019. So it'll be nice to see, because we have, you know, freshmen, sophomores, and even some juniors who have never performed in a live audience. They've been streamed before, and so we're very excited. Very, very excited.
I am too.
Yeah, as we are.
Thank you.
We received a $50,000 grant through the help of Kim Ward, so I'd like to thank Kim Ward, to use towards our STEAM program, and we are actually, Scott, do you want to let them know what we're going to use it for?
Yeah, you know how you drive down the road, it's all these different manufacturing places, and you see CNC people needed. CNC, I know your place.
Our company's one of them.
So we're purchasing some CNC cutters and through that
A
grant,
machine that cuts
and we'll
metal,
be putting them in our technology
basically.
education department down
Program
there. So we'll be utilizing them with the kids and then integrating them into some of our courses. So hopefully it sparks some interest for these kids so they understand what it is all about, and eventually we can get some kids maybe placed in some of these facilities.
It would be easy.
Yeah, exactly. So honestly, I don't think these kids really know or understand what it's all about. So
If you ever wanted to, I'll put this out there, I'm sure that I can arrange it to come and tour our facility.
Yep.
If you wanna make that part of the program.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
Another thing is, it's not, in the past, it was like a dirty,
Yeah,
filthy, dusty type environment. Not these days, these machines
Yeah,
are in,
these
it's almost like
cutters,
a
it's
operating
high
room.
tech. It's,
Yeah,
there's some
so
programming involved with that.
I'll extend
so-
that welcome to you guys. if you
Yeah,
ever
so,
wanted.
Mr. Crompton, Mr. Newsom, Mr. Romeo, they're excited.
I'll let
about
them know,
having
because I know the
machines.
last 2 years we went out to
Yeah.
different places. And then
Yeah,
Mr.
you can't
Quiller
get
and
any
I won last
closer
year.
except for Hamel.
Yeah.
They're good too.
It's a debate which one's closer.
Then, and then Tony, Mr. Quiller mentioned this too, the academic quiz bowl team when Nick was here, they won first in the region and they'll be going to the States. Winterguard finished third in Norwood, and the Penn Trafford High School percussion team placed at their event in Indiana, and they will qualify for the tournament in Ohio in April. So it's nice to see that they're doing so well, and it's nice to see that they also get to travel out of state, because we have a lot of people who went out of state this year. And finally, if you look at our tracker, we've been doing this since COVID has started. Our health and safety tracker is down to 1 for the whole entire district, and that includes all the students, all the staff, and all the extra staff, such as the bus driver, anyone who works with the kids would actually go on the tracker. So we have about 4,500 people, and that person comes off the tracker tomorrow, the 8th. So we might be down to 0. So it's nice to see. We don't have any visitors that have signed up, but I do notice we have some scouts in the audience. Which school, can you come say your name, do you mind? Okay. Yeah, which school do you go to? Trafford, you ever come to the podium real quick? We love the scouts. We are very much, a lot of students in the past have come to the school district and looking for Eagle Scout projects, and we've helped them, but they think we're helping them by doing a project. We're actually getting the benefit because they're doing a project for us. So someday, if you're interested in doing a project, maybe meeting with one of the principals or myself, that's not something to remember down the road. But what grade are you in?
I'm in 7th grade.
7th grade, you go to Trafford Middle, you said?
Yes.
Okay. What's your favorite subject?
I like science and social studies.
Okay. And you're getting your badge tonight by attending a public meeting?
Yeah, I'm working on 2 badges actually, citizenship with the community and communications, and one of the requirements was to attend or sort of observe a public meeting. So.
Okay. How do you think the meeting's going so far?
I
don't know if I should have asked that, but hey.
I think it's going on pretty good. I don't know much about it, but
And how far along are you in the program?
I am relatively, maybe a little over halfway there. I am a first-class scout.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Mr. Leonard, you was actually an Eagle?
Yeah, I went through the Boy Scout program whenever Fred Flintstone was still roaming the earth. But I did make Eagle rank, and I remember all the trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, thrifty, clean, brave, clean, and reverent. Be prepared. I don't think I can say the third one right off the top of my head. So, as old as I am, I can still remember that stuff, whatever I was approximately you guys say. And I got the Eagle Scout, a couple palms, and I don't remember how many merit badges, but I got the 2 you just mentioned because those are required for Eagle.
Yes. Yeah.
There's 21 required for Eagle, right?
Yes.
I remember a few things, but keep with it.
Yep.
I've had over the years, I'm retired, but over the years, I had interviewed for a couple positions that whenever I would always put on my resume that I was I didn't say am an Eagle Scout, and that helped me move up you were an Eagle Scout, so am I. And it'll really be helpful if you stick with it, get that Eagle, and then walk in those principles. It's a good program.
And what is your name?
My name's Nate. I go to Sunrise Elementary School, and I'm in 5th grade.
5th grade, all right. And what rank are you right now?
Well, you don't really have a rank yet.
Tenderfoot?
He just joined.
Well, that's good.
Wouldn't he be a tenderfoot?
I think that'd be scout rank is like sort of the lowest, like when you join. But he just had his blue and gold banquet, which is sort of crossing over 2 or 3 weekends ago. Yeah, 2.
So he was in the Cubs and he just went to the.
Yeah.
Is there still Weeblos in between?
Yeah, there's still Arrows of Light. Yeah.
Are you enjoying the meeting tonight?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
kind of long meeting?
It's not that long.
Not that long? All right. Well, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're in the program.
Yeah.
And remember, so you do go for your Eagle Scouts, which I hope you do, always remember the school district that you're looking for projects. Okay? Because we will take any help we can get.
And you can feel free to call me. I'm retired, so if there's anything I can help with that process, I'd be glad to try to help you. Whenever I was working, I worked with a lot of fellows on their Eagle Scout projects, quite a few over the years.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. And that takes us back to Mr. Leonard. I actually did the record, because there are no visitors that signed up.
So we don't need any audience recognition.
Nope.
There's no old business. And the next item would be the executive session. The Board of School Directors convened for an executive session on 3/7/22 today at 5:15 p.m. And at that session, we discussed personnel, real estate, confidential and privileged matters. And we also received information on test data scores and the impact of COVID regarding validity of comparisons of those results. So now that takes us to the consent agenda motion. And does anybody wish to have anything removed from the consent agenda prior to my taking a motion on approval of the consent agenda? Hearing none, I think we're in order to have a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion for approval. Do we have a second?
Second.
Wow, that was quick. We have a motion and a second.
Question.
Any questions on the motion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Okay, that brings us to personnel and curriculum, Mr. Petrucci.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to employ the following personnel. New employment is contingent upon the receipt of all necessary documentation that will be included Acts 34, 151, 114 from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania within 30 days. Carly Rubright, teacher at Penn Middle School, effective February 25th, 2022, annual rate of $45,017 prorated. Megan Gutkowski, secretary Trafford Middle and Elementary School, effective February 28th, 2022, at the rate of $15.50 per hour. And Angie Thigston, secretary Sunrise Estates Elementary School, effective March 7th, 2022, at the rate of $15.50 per hour.
Second.
On the back
There's
two.
more.
We're
More.
not done. All right. Sherry Mattis, PCA Level Green Elementary School, effective February 14th, at the rate of $15.50 per hour. Christine Carlson, lunchroom aide at Level Green Elementary School, effective February 22nd, at the rate of $10.25 an hour. And Lisa Burnett, lunchroom aide at Trafford Elementary School, effective February 28th, at $10.25 an hour.
Second.
Question?
We have motion, second.
Question?
No questions on the motion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries.
All right, and Nick, I want to interrupt because we actually have one of our teachers here,
I thought
Carly
so.
Rubright, if she wants to come up to the mic. I do this for all my new teachers. Honestly, I already say it's a privilege to work in Penn Trafford School District. I am honored to be here. This is my 15th year. It's my 30th year working. And everything about the community, everything about the school district, everything about the philosophy of the town, and it means a lot. And when I say it's an honor, I hope that Carly has 35 years here as well, because it is a true, for me it's a privilege, and I know that Carly feels the same way for her dedication. She has been actually with us in some capacity, maybe 2.5 years.
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years, and she has done an outstanding job. She has taken on a position and given it her all. And I know Mr. Simpson's here. I'm going to let him jump in there, because you're actually the principal for Carly. And
Carly's done a spectacular job, and it was, you know, when this, unfortunately, how the position came open was sad. We lost our teacher, Jackie Landry, but in her absence, when Jackie couldn't be with us, Carly was there and showed real professionalism, and I can't think of how we can move on to a new staff member without her on board. So welcome, Carly. Thank you very much.
Carly came highly recommended also among the staff. I actually had staff members from Penn Middle School writing me recommendation letters, which I don't always get, and I thought that was really nice, and then it really showcased what Carly can do. And even up to her assignments, but what you really don't know is she is an outstanding teacher, and she designs her lessons that are really involved, and they bring in a lot of different technology and a lot of different things to make the books come alive, and stories that are interesting and her writings that are interesting. So there was a lot that she puts into one unit. So, and what she submitted to me, what she was doing was just over the top. And so I really appreciate it, and I also appreciate the extracurricular, because you also are the assistant track coach.
Softball
were?
and field hockey.
So were you the track one year?
That was the pandemic year, so I don't really count that one. I mean, I still got paid for it, but I didn't really do anything.
All right, so you are involved in athletics
Yeah.
and different extracurricular, and I do appreciate that. Then there's Tony, she worked at the high school briefly, but you also gave her high recommendations when we was going through the process.
Very reliable, dedicated. Kids loved her, staff loved her, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And I always say it's nice to have someone also from the community because you are a community member and you are a graduate. What was your graduate?
I graduated in 08.
Oh wait, so it's nice to bring you back, and your sister's here with you tonight,
Yeah.
and your mother's here with you tonight. And remember, Bev, how long have you retired, Bev? 8 years.
Oh, wow.
And it has gone fast, but I see her every year, sometimes twice here during all the musical times, and I appreciate that your dedication to staying with it. Keeps it going, and all that you do. So we're really happy to have Carly, and I doubt I'll be here in 35 years when we retire. Nick might be here. Nick, make sure you congratulate her for a job well done.
I wanted to say a little something. So hello, my name is Carly Rubright. I am a former graduate of Penn Trafford, and I went to California University of Pennsylvania for my bachelor's and master's. I've been teaching in the district for 3 years. I started at the high school during the pandemic year, and for the last 2, I've been at Penn Middle. Since being in the district, I've helped with the spring musicals and am the assistant field hockey and middle school softball coach. I want to thank Dr. Harris and Mr. Inglace for giving me this opportunity to let me continue doing what I love, and Mr. Simpson for being so welcoming and supportive while under his leadership at the middle school. I wouldn't feel right accepting this job without acknowledging the woman whose position I am taking over. Jackie Landrum was an amazing colleague and teacher. She taught in the district for 16 years, and for the last 7 of them, she was battling a terrible disease she was sadly taken from us in January. I was fortunate enough to co-teach with her since the beginning of the year. Every day, I saw her strength to push past her problems and her passion to come in and teach when obviously other things were on her mind. As our students were learning from her, so was I. I'm grateful for knowing her, and I hope to continue on the legacy that she left behind. So again, thank you, Dr. Harris, Mr. Inglace, Mr. Simpson, and the board for allowing me to do so. So thank you very much.
If I can add something, and Mr. Matarazzo will probably support me, Rubright is a very old popular name in Trafford. And I guess it'd be her great-grandfather, who was a custodian at Trafford Elementary School. Jim, remember the name Rubright? Yes. And he would let me and a bunch of other guys, ring the bell. There's now the victory bell right here, and he ring the bell, and of course we pulled it down one guy, that thing pulled you right back up off the ground, And he was always watching us to supervise, and he was a real nice gentleman. He did a real nice job for us. And that'd be your grandfather, I guess, or you?
That would be my husband's.
Okay, all right. But I just want to say, Rubright is, it's nice to keep the name in the school district.
Well, there were 17 in that family.
Oh,
so
my
there's a lot of Rubrights around. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you, everyone. And you also keep going, Nick, with number B. We have some hiring, now we have some retirements. Thank you for coming in. Nick, section B?
One more motion, Nick.
Okay, ready? Yep. All right. Accept retirements. Now, these are all very good people, but time comes, everyone. Eric Atkins, teacher at Penn Trafford High School, effective June 30th, 2022. Anna Inglaze, teacher at Penn Middle School, effective June 30th, 2022. Kathy Kelly Gars, teacher at Penn Trafford High School, effective August 20th, 2022. Mark Kroback, teacher at Penn Trafford High School, effective June 30th, 2022. Janice Gertz, teacher at McCullough Elementary School, effective June 30th, 2022. And Sherry Elliott, secretary at Trafford Elementary and Middle School, May 2nd, 2022.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any
Question.
questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
Just
That's all
want
I
to
have,
jump
Mr.
in.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Just want to jump in for 1 second. We will invite them back at the end of the year for a retirement ceremony in June. But collectively, the 6 of them have over 200 years of dedication in Penn Trafford School District. So that is something, it's kind of nice to see, because I think Kathy, you was number 1 on the seniority list?
Yes.
And Mark was number 2?
Yes.
So we're losing a couple of people right at the very top, and some of the other names too, they might come and go, but and there's something sad about losing part of that history. It is something because you have someone who brings back memories, and I know Kathy sometimes says, well, when I first got here, we did, it was kind of funny, and she has that history. And there are a lot of students, when I'm out there, they say, well, who still teaches that I might know? And usually Kathy comes up, and so does Mark Provac. They say, oh, they were there when I was there. And I think the more and more people I've met, especially as they're getting older, it's harder to find some teachers that are still around. So it was nice. So it is happy for them. It's kind of sad to see some of our history gone.
Bittersweet.
Yep. But they all deserve it. I'll read something in June about everyone who retires at the end. But, oh, I'm sorry if you're interrupting. Go back to number 7 for the solicitor's report.
Yeah, solicitor's report.
I don't know to what extent you've been following the mass litigation, but with the new CDC change in how they view the community metrics, the Third Circuit Court of Appeals dismissed all of the federal litigation on masking, so we're hoping that that will filter down to other mass litigation cases.
Well, like North Allegheny, and I think there was North Allegheny.
And Upper St. Clair, those are the cases that were up at the Third Circuit
They
Court
got
of
dismissed.
Appeals, and they were dismissed.
Good for them.
Yeah.
So in people language, the solicitor language, what does that mean?
So that's the federal court that you appeal to. So
Right.
the district court level is in Pittsburgh, and the next level is the Third Circuit.
Well, I
Court of
understand the appeal
Appeals.
process, but I mean the results of what, I don't remember what those cases were about. What was?
Well, they were challenging the schools that were, as far as a risk of harm to students for not mandating masking. And so that was the issue, and the Court of Appeals ruled that because of the change that was initiated by the CDC, that the issues were now really not ripe for review because the case and controversy was over.
Thank you. Is that it?
That's it, thank you.
Does any other board member or anybody present have any comments, questions, or anything else before we entertain a motion to adjourn? Hearing none.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion, second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? We are adjourned.